Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
Okay, we're in the lobby, Scottsdale, Arizona. Brittany Auman, your thoughts?
Silence is bad for the podcast.
Continue this conversation. We're in a good conversation about hiring right now. Caleb's not here, so he doesn't get an opinion.
Thank goodness.
He'll get his opinion another time. He got his opinion the other day.
You should record a separate episode with him and play this
and
back
put them
to
together,
back. Yeah.
like sync them. So we're talking about hiring, and you guys are going into a big growth phase. I guess catch us up on where you're at, what you're doing, and then we'll continue this conversation.
Yeah. So we are in the process. 2024, we did $1.2 million in sales. This year, we hit 1.8, and next
was
year
1.2 the biggest year?
Was
that the biggest?
That was the biggest.
Okay.
So every year for the past 2 years, we've had our biggest.
But you had broken $1 million in 23, right? Or 22? Didn't you go backwards?
Last year was the first.
Million?
We've been in like 900,000 a couple times.
Freaking Mr. Producer lies. He's lied for 5 years.
Yeah.
They run $1 million, or is it seven figures? Yeah. Okay, so 1.2, 1.8.
Yeah, and so now we're aiming at 2.4.
Yeah.
This year, and the two biggest things with that are pipeline, which is what we were just talking about, increasing our pipeline, figuring out what our closing ratio is, especially as we hire salespeople. Like your closing ratio is going to be higher than somebody else's, right? Yep. And so you need to adjust for that.
Well, I have actually a really good close ratio. What's y'all?
Caleb does too. Caleb's is like 75%.
Mine's 65.
And then like our salesperson that we hired at the beginning of the year last year was like, dude, it was like 20%.
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about the Leanscaper thing today is just like there was no process. We literally, to tell you how bad of a job we did at this, couldn't say it up there, to tell you how bad of a job we did. Caleb took all of the job folders that were on the wall that he was like avoiding or needed to set up, combined them together and set them on the conference room table. He's like, here, I need you and Bo to just make these happen. That was it. That was like, hey, welcome to Auman. Literally within the first week, that was what he did.
But he's still on, right?
He's still on.
Yeah.
We did.
You just transitioned, right?
We trained him, and we came up with systems and got our production rates out of our head.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he closed out the year with a $400,000 job.
Yeah. But I remember that. Like, we've had conversations. That was not a fun couple months. Like,
no.
You were questioning a lot of things.
What sucked is, like, when, the year prior, I don't know how many times we talked to you, like, oh, we should hire a salesperson.
Yeah.
And, like, how many times did we go back and forth about hiring
Long
him?
time.
And you're like, you guys just need to do it.
Yeah.
And then we did it, and it was exciting.
Yeah.
But then it was like this roller coaster of emotions. It was like, okay, this didn't work. Like, I'm paying a ton of money.
Yeah.
And it's like, I immediately like, okay, he's got to go. Like, this isn't working.
Yeah.
But then here, like, Caleb's like, no. He's like, we need to give him, like, an actual chance. And so we used AI to create a training program for a salesperson.
Yeah.
We did it with him one-on-one each week. And he learned what our purpose was going through that sales call, because it's not just sales, especially in design build.
No,
you're trying to get emotion out. You're trying to become their friend.
Yep. Building relationships.
And so that is what we had to learn there. So I hired a salesperson, then we increased pipeline, and then the next big thing is what we were just talking about, is hiring people to produce that work.
Yeah.
And the timing of that. So,
especially in a seasonal business that doesn't do snow.
No snow, no maintenance.
Yeah.
So it's not like I even have guaranteed, like, mowing or mulching or whatever.
But you do have work on the books.
We do.
Work on the books.
We have work on the books, but it's still something that our current team could handle themselves.
Yeah.
And so that's where I struggle. I know the work's going to come in. I know new leads are going to come in. It's just, as an owner, and maybe this is where my emotion gets too heavy into it, but it's like, oh, if I hire that person, I have to take care of, like, I feel
it's 100%
a responsibility to them. Like, they have I want to hire good people, which means they probably have a family and they have bills to pay at home. And who am I to take them from another job and then be like, oh, no, this isn't working. Sorry, we don't have the cover. Like, because they're the first to go. I'm not going to lay the guys off that have been with us forever. So, like, that, guys, entrepreneurship is really hard. And that's just, like, the mental debate that keeps you up at night. When do you hire? Who do you hire? Do you train them? Do you find someone that doesn't need train? And I think everybody's journey is different. I don't think there's, like, a right or wrong answer there.
Yeah, the stage of life has a lot to do with it. Stage of business has a lot to do with it. But it is an interesting thing to think about, like, that's something that I wrestle with too. When do you hire? But you have to make sure that if you hire somebody with skills, like, you want them to fit the company. Like, you don't want them to bring bad skills and culture in from another business. And so it's like, it'd be nice to hire people and not have to train them, but, like, what are they bringing with them type thing? What kind of baggage are they bringing?
Everybody has baggage.
And so, it may be like, okay, well, we could just hire some newbie and train them for 8 weeks. But then it's a whole nother process. It's like, okay, we have 8 weeks of devoted training for this kid. That in the end, it's almost liking that to, like, building in Lana, though. You sit there, and we talked about yesterday, we need to spend freaking 3 months in there, and then the rest of time would be good. Like, that, literally.
If you take the time.
If you take the time, the 8 weeks to train somebody, like, in the next 2 years, they'll be your killer.
Yeah, they'll be, like, the
they
next
will be
lead.
Exactly. That you don't have to do anything with. They know how to do everything. But, and that's where delegation comes in. It's like, hey, sales guy, you got to go sell some stuff. Like, I'm training right now. Like, you got to go move the needle. Right. But I had to take emotion out of hiring and firing this year. Because I did that. It's taken me a long time to do that, to get that figured out. And I've almost fully removed emotion from it, in the sense of, like, the phrase that I go back to is, you cannot keep anyone on staff at the detriment to your family or the business.
So what does that conversation look like? Like, since you've removed emotion from it, so when you let somebody go, like, do you have a process for it, or
it's a very, so they get 2 weeks. I give them 2 weeks, and I tell them I really give you more than 2 weeks. I tell them I will keep you on until you find someone within this period. So 2 weeks, a month, whatever. Figure that out for them, and then usually, and if they're like, no, I don't want to work at all, like, I want to go, and you don't need them, then I give them a severance, and I'll just give them cash and let them go, because that they can tear culture down too. Look, we were like about to do it earlier this year. Guy had been with us he had worked with us for a year. He was good. Like, I had an emotional tie to him because he was the guy that fully removed me out of the field for landscapes.
Okay.
And so, like, I was emotionally tied to him. Like, he was the one that got me out, and just brought culture down. Great worker, hard work ethic, brought culture down bad, and kept him on way too long. And I was like, it was happening this week, and he came in and was like, hey, I got another job. I was like, oh, thank goodness. But I was ready. Like, that conversation was happening that week, and that was what was going to happen.
Okay. Now, and I know this has been a thing for us, and I'm curious if it's for you. Like, if you have someone that you've been worried about firing, and you're just avoiding it, as soon as that conversation's had, it is the biggest.
You feel so good.
Relief.
You go home and sleep like a baby
because you're like, the whole time you're like, oh, I don't know if we can do without that. We can't keep this person around. Like, I know we can't. And then as soon as they're gone, it's like, oh, life is good.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Literally.
And so it's crazy, like, that mind game.
Yep.
That you play with yourself. You know you don't need them, but you keep them around for an unknown reason.
Yep.
And that is really hard for me. I know it's hard for Caleb, and we are so guilty of just keeping people around too long.
Everyone is. That means it's hire slow, fire fast. Like, that's the mentality.
Promote them to a new company.
Exactly. Graduate them on. Simon said that yesterday. He said that in his speech. He was like, graduate them to a new company and hand them off. And I'm a big fan of that because, like, you do take emotions into like, people are emotional creatures, right? We're emotional creatures. We create ties. When you have to let somebody go, you don't enjoy it, but you have to set, like, my thing that I've set in my head: never again will I keep anyone on that's a detriment to the company and a detriment to my family. Because, like, those are the two top things. Like, if the company doesn't work, my family doesn't eat, right? And if I'm taking this baggage home, family struggles at the end of the day. And so, like, they cannot stay, no matter how long they've been with us, no matter. And it's a lot easier to say than do in that case because y'all have had those people for so long, and they're great guys. But people that out there that have people that have been with them for 15 years, and they're like, yeah, they just don't fit us anymore. Like, they need to go. I can't speak to that. I won't try to speak to that. I haven't done that. But set them up. Like, help them find a new job. Like, you don't have to go out. You don't have to, like, screw them. Just say, like, you don't fit here anymore. Like, or I don't fit you.
One big thing I found, and I forget where I read it, was, like, if you have a hard time, like, firing somebody emotionally, tell them why you're, like, give them something to work on. Give them something to go with. Like, you know, this isn't a good fit here, you know, because, like, we're really trying to expand in this area, and, like, that skill set's just not there. I think you would be a better fit at this company. Yeah. And, like, if you want, I could give you a referral.
And put in the legwork. Exactly. Yeah. Like, go get that referral.
Like, if you can't remove emotion from it, then put that much effort into it.
Yep. Which is fine. Like, that's totally fine to do.
Did you hear the down-to-earth lady on stage? She was talking about how, like, she was never trained to hire people or interview people. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, man, like, that's something I've never, like, put a lot of – everybody talks about, like, leadership and, you know, you're learning your craft. But nobody talks about, like, actually mastering the hiring process.
You were told you just fell into HR.
Yeah.
You weren't trained for HR.
Yeah. It's just like, man, I got to hire people, so I'm going to, like, Google these list of questions that you should ask. I am seriously considering going through, like, HR training. Yeah. And just figuring out, like, this is the process that you should go to. These are the questions that you should ask. Everything in life gets better when you ask the right questions.
Yep.
And
that's what.
Clearly, I am asking the wrong question.
Look, without naming or getting too deep, like, long story short, somebody missed out on an opportunity to hire somebody. They went to another competitor. They were told, ask better questions.
Yeah.
Like, when they asked, why did they come to you? They were told, you should ask better questions.
Yeah, it was like, well, I didn't think they would be a good fit. No, you just didn't ask the right questions.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. How does that make you feel? That's interesting. I hope Jake walks back here. I want him to get a headset on because I want to hear his hiring. They hired a lot of people this year.
They did.
Had a lot of people this year.
I couldn't imagine, but, like, he has the support around him. Is he coming?
Yeah, he's coming. Jake, you want to come sit on this for like 10 minutes? All right, cool. We're going to throw a headset on. We're talking through hiring.
And you hired like a million people.
You hired 1 million people last year, so. Yeah, pull one from Brian's.
Yeah, Brian has no friends.
He's lucky to be here. Lucky to be here. So, y'all guys, this is real life. We're going to add Jake Bradley in here. Throw it on there and see if it fits, and then we'll dial it in.
It does fit.
You got ears?
I do.
Too loud? You want more?
I'm good. I can hear.
Pull that thing in a little bit. There you go. It feels weird at first.
Okay.
So, Jake Bradley,
yes.
running Private Paradise.
Uh-huh.
Tell us a little bit about kind of how you got started this year, and then we'll kind of keep this conversation on hiring going. We're going to throw you into the wolves.
Sounds good. Yeah, so last year we already had a kind of facility set up half already just from my dad's previous business. So we had a shop, lots of extra tools laying around still from his business. So I was doing little side jobs with my friends previously just in the summers, like just doing little planting jobs just for side money for people we knew.
Yeah.
And then last spring, we started a real business and hired a team of 24 off the start. So we had a mason crew, carpentry crew, a hardscape crew, and then we hired a project manager, a designer, and then a project coordinator. So he has an engineering degree, so he can also help with drawings and site mapping, stuff like that.
One of Jake's crews equals my entire team. So
yeah, just one crew. I love it. Continue. Don't let us interrupt.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Get us through 25, and then we'll get into this.
Yeah, so 25 season was mostly building out the shop, the yard. We paved our whole yard, built material and aggregate bins, a whole stone storage yard. And then also we had some storage bins that we built outside, like sheds and stuff to keep for each individual crew, so they have a spot to put all their tools. And then we completely renovated the shop over the fall and winter. We took everything out of the shop, epoxied the floors, and moved everything back in.
Did y'all get it in between snows, or was it
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
When we were taking that down, there was like pools of ice and snow
that
sitting
sounds
on
terrible.
top. Yeah, there was.
That's like absolute misery.
Oh, it was brutal.
Moving metal shelves and crap.
Oh, it was freezing cold those days too. But
That sounds
yeah,
terrible.
So we had. Then we went to the auction and bought all new drawers for our inventory system. So we're fully set up now in the shop.
Yeah.
So we just have that done now. We're just finishing our inventory system now.
So, and you did a ton of like, y'all didn't, did you do some work for clients in 25? You did a little bit?
Yeah, we had a couple small jobs here and there. Definitely nothing like we're moving on to this year. It was like small patios.
But you had a massive job at the shop, like at your place.
Yeah, it was.
Like, what else did y'all do?
Well, we have a full show garden. So there was a barn originally on the property. So we took down everything except the existing concrete walls and built a full new office with all post and beams. We put brick veneer on the walls, big windows, big glass bifold doors. We put tile on the floors, a full bathroom, a kitchen, everything, and just out of an old concrete foundation, pretty much. And then around that, there was an existing like. Old masonry stone wall, I guess you'd call it, with big round boulders that was built like in the 1800s.
Yeah.
So we had the masons reclad that, and then we kind of designed the show garden around that with an outdoor kitchen, a big pond, and then a bunch of mega flag walkways. We had chunks of mega flag stone in there.
Those are big chunks.
10
Those
foot
are
by
huge.
10 foot.
Those are big chunks.
Yeah.
How many did you break?
Only 2, actually. The
Really?
big ones, the small ones, we broke a lot more of them. But the big ones we were super careful with. We were using the suction equipment.
Yeah.
And then we'd only take them like an inch or 2 off the ground.
As if it did fall.
Yeah. But
Was that a,
one
what
of
is,
them-
well, go ahead.
Yeah, one of them just broke from the suction.
I remember that. I watched it
Yeah.
on video, yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's powerful.
Yeah, I guess so. It's pretty
Was
funny.
the gun eye, is that the pond or is that a pool?
Yeah, that's a pond, but
Okay.
it's built the same way like a concrete pool
Yeah.
would be built. Like the plumbing's all the same and everything.
Is it koi? You putting koi in there or something?
Yeah, we got to wait a bit just with the pH levels in the concrete. So if we put water in right now, the pH levels will be too high for the put fish in. So there's ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
So we might do it this season if not. But we didn't get around to putting water in the pond last year because the electrical company, we were having trouble with them because there was already 2 services on the property, and getting a third, they kind of deprioritized us.
Yeah.
So the office and the pond and then the pool we also installed in the show garden had no power. So
You put a pool in with the pond?
yeah, we put.
I didn't realize you put a pool in.
Yeah, there's a precast concrete pool.
Okay.
There's a company in Canada that manufactures them just in the province over from us. So,
Yeah.
the owner came over the day of installation. We did some videos, and he
cool.
came and showed us like the basics.
Yeah.
But all the pond, the whole pool equipment comes on a skid too, pre-plumbed and everything. You literally
It's pre-plumbed?
It's pre-plumbed. The whole pool is pre-plumbed. You literally just have to run like the 2-inch PVC pipe to the heater in the filter, and you're done.
Holy cow. That's
It
what
was-
That's
you
pretty
people
cool.
do.
Yeah, that's like way better than what we did.
It was
way
literally 2 days for a full pool installation.
What size?
The one we have it's 16 by 18. That one.
They go bigger?
No, that's the biggest size.
Okay.
So they're meant for smaller backyards.
That's crazy. Well, I think we're breaking for lunch here, but I want to get this in. So you hired these many people at 24, you said, right off the gate?
Yeah, right off the top was 24. Yeah.
So we're sitting here bantering back and forth about, emotions and hiring and this, that, and the other. You've seen your dad hire a lot of people over the years. You've seen people close to him come and go. And you being a young guy starting a business, hiring that many people out of the gate, it's almost as simple to just say, like, how did you do it? Do you bring emotion into your hiring? Do you just follow a process? Like, what is it? Because you've also let some of those people go by now.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Quite a few.
Exactly. So, in a very short span, you've hired and fired people.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
what does that look like for you? How do you handle that, in your head space?
Yeah, I mean, we overhired knowing that realistically we weren't going to have perfect retention the first year, just with the change of workload and then people working together and finding out actual skill sets and mindsets with people that just didn't work. But definitely we have a process for the hiring. There's certain questions we ask, certain things we look for. And then past that too, my dad did a lot of the hiring in the spring and I sat in on them. So it was good to get that experience, but we really narrowed it down. Originally there was 2,000 applicants, and then we narrowed it down to the 24th. So we looked through all those resumes and then chose what we were looking for.
Which is still crazy. Like,
yeah.
you got to 24 out of 2000 and still didn't even keep all of them.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty interesting seeing that off the start of the season, going from having that team and then to what it is now. It's kind of, I could see from the start, honestly, like it was pretty easy to tell, like, okay, this person's like actually interested in the work and actually cares about what they're doing. That was definitely a big part of it in the hiring process, in the interviews, is seeing people's like what their priorities are outside of work.
Yeah.
Like, do they have a family? Do they do stuff on the weekends? They're not just work and then sit at home their whole life kind of thing. Like, we're looking for people who are looking for more and want to grow over the years and move throughout different positions and be able to grow in the company kind of thing.
Me. When you said that you could see, like, when people weren't going to work out.
Yeah.
Did you talk to them about that, or was it just like, sorry, it's just leave?
No, it was just like some of them you could just tell didn't match with the team at all, like everyone else, and then some of them was just like a skill thing, and then other people you could just tell like literally did not want to be there. Like, showing up every day would be like the person doing the least. The first person we fired was 3 days in. It was we just finished the day. Everyone was putting tools away in the shop. It was 15 minutes before the end of shift, and he was standing there with his lunch bag in his hand while everybody else was cleaning up, sweeping the shop floor, putting tools away. He was sitting there with his lunch bag in his hand, and he was the one always complaining about, oh, we've gone 5 minutes past break. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like 3 days in. It was like little stuff like that. Like most
That
of the
told
time,
you all you need to know.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then, and then other times it was just guys who weren't getting along with each other and then also weren't putting the effort into the work, just simply like that. So I think it's pretty easy to tell, like, past a week or two, I'd say. And then we tried to move it along quick just so we weren't dragging things out. It's like, okay, we can tell this isn't going to work. Let's just be quick with it.
Now, did you get a crash course on? You got a crash course on hiring. Did you get a crash course on firing too?
No, not at all. No crash course on firing. But I had Christian, who works at Landscaper with us quite a bit in the summer. So a couple times we let people go. He gave me a hand with that. But yeah, definitely no. I didn't get a crash course on the firing.
It would probably be funny to be fired by Christian.
He probably let him down so easy.
He's like,
probably so
this
was he
isn't
nice
working.
about it? Or is he brought hardball?
He was very nice about
I could see him
it.
being like a hard.
Yeah, he was the last one. It was just funny. Like, after we let him know, Christian was like, you can leave the property effective immediately.
That's what I see in Christian.
Yeah.
He's like, get off my side.
Yeah, he took it well. Like, he was like, yeah, I understand, and then he was like, yeah, you can leave the property effective immediately. And he looked at Christian kind of funny, and he's like, why? And he was like, what do you mean, why?
Yeah, like, you're done.
You're not here anymore.
It was pretty funny.
Did you learn through the firing process? Did you learn anything to fix in your hiring process? Because, like, some of these people that were, you obviously hired them, so you thought they were going to be a good fit, but they didn't end up being a good fit. So, like, did you tweak any questions or add any questions you thought you missed?
No,
about
I think
families and stuff.
We're trying to keep it the same, like, overall, so we kind of keep the same results, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, there's just a couple key things that we look for, and we're going to keep it the same because realistically, it doesn't matter. Like, someone could interview really good, like amazingly good. You could think they have all the experience in the world, and then you work for 2 days with them and you realize that, it doesn't actually.
They BS'd you.
Yeah, exactly. So I think just seeing it that way is not changing it because we were right on our goal for what we would assume was going to happen. Like, we assumed we'd end up with 16 crew members by the end of the year. Like, 16 to 18 is what we were thinking, and that's exactly what we're at now.
Really?
Yeah, and we're doing more hiring here soon in the spring. I think in April we're planning a couple more positions, and then we have a couple guys starting soon in a couple weeks here. So,
are you going to start them and train them?
Yeah.
Like, what are they starting so early for?
I think it's just preparation, just to get them used to how.
That's not a trick
runs.
question.
Yeah,
we were having this conversation.
But there is a bit of training. I have on our schedule right now up until May, we have 24 days of only training and going on in the shop.
Wow.
And that's for the full crew. So it's not like the carpenters don't need to be on for this. It's like everybody's doing it, because there's going to be times where I don't have work for my masons, so they're going to help the carpenters, or I don't have work for the carpenters, so they'll help the hardscape crew kind of thing. So I'm going to need to shift people around quite a bit. And I think that kind of makes us unique, is that, you know, my carpenters were helping build that pool. You know? They were forming all the rebar. They were bending the rebar and attaching it. Like, carpenters.
How does the team build during that? I feel like the team would probably build pretty well. Yeah. Like bringing them in and letting them learn new things.
Yeah, I think they've all said that. We did interviews at the end of the year with everyone for our YouTube. And then they kind of all said it was unique. They've never worked at a place where they've got a chance to work with everybody in the company at one point. Yeah. Because even like random days, like the sod installation day, we had so much sod to do. We just took everyone off what they were doing and just sawed it for
just
the whole
start
day
throwing
on Friday.
sod.
Yeah, it was 20 full skids of sod, and we did that in like 8 hours. And most of the guys have never laid sod before.
That's a lot. Yeah.
So we trained them and then did the whole thing. So, you know, showing them set up the string lines and which way we want to run it, like run the lines and why, and how to properly stack the sod. So it was.
So, well, you got anything?
Yeah. So with your training, with your training day, do you have somebody that's like in charge of all training and like lays everything out, or is it like the carpenters do their own training with everybody and then the masons do a training with everybody? Like, do they teach their own thing?
Yeah. So it depends. If it's like masonry based, my mason crew lead. If it was just showing basics, you know, he could do like a little workshop for an hour in the shop. But typically we just keep it to one person training, and then we do it through our greeniest videos and stuff like that. Okay. And then past that, it's also just showing videos of how the work's done, and then going back in the videos we've taken from last year. That's incorporated.
It's gonna be so valuable.
Yeah.
Do you do any hands-on stuff, or is it just?
Yeah, we'll do hands-on stuff. So. For like the guys on my crew that don't know how to wet lay flagstone, but all the masons know how to do it, the masons will take a day with us, and then we'll go and lay some wet laid flagstone out in the yard, and then just take it up after. So we'll set the base, and they'll show us the slope that's needed for that specific thing, and then they'll show us, you know, how much mortar on top of the HPB, and then how to make the flagstone level up nice on the mortar. So, and
a lot of this is stuff that you learned this past year, right? Like, you learned a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, like I knew a lot about planting and trees, and then, you know, basic paver laying stuff. But past that, I didn't know like the mega flag installation and the flagstone installation. So that was really cool to learn, and then a lot of the masonry stuff too. That was awesome. Yeah, it was definitely neat.
Do you you want to hop in here and ask Jake Bradley anything?
What is so? Okay, you've been in business for how long? 2 years total.
Yeah,
like
technically,
one
officially.
13 months.
13 months, 13 months officially.
Out of all of that, you know, having Mark Bradley as your dad, like, what is the biggest thing that you've learned? And what's been the most impactful thing? Or the lesson, or like what sucked really bad, or just.
I'd say getting used to working with different personalities for sure.
Okay.
Getting used to, you know, working with people that I don't know how to put it, like just working with different people kind of thing. Like, I don't know how to put it. It's hard for me to put it into words, but getting used to working with people that
you don't know.
Yeah, I think it was weird, like having that big of a group at first, and then working with everybody, and then trying to get to know everybody at the same time. I think it was definitely just the leadership in general, kind of learning the basics of like the leading and scheduling, and like how to talk to people properly and explain things properly, because I know that was definitely a big part for me this year, was learning how to properly explain things and go over the plans and kind of communicate properly. So I'd say the leadership, and then the proper communication.
Do you feel that it's hard for you to establish authority being so young and hiring people that you don't know? Like, obviously, you know, like your designer you've known for a while, and so that was probably an easier hire. You know, but out of the 24 people you hired, there's no way you were friends with everybody. And so I just feel like I would have imposter syndrome, and the fact that's like, okay, well, hopefully everybody listens to, I mean, I still say that, but hopefully everybody listens to me today.
Yeah, no, there was definitely times where like there was stuff being blown off that I was saying for sure. But it's not just me on the leadership team. Like, obviously,
that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
There's other people that manage the day to day. Most of the planning and scheduling. So, got my uncle. He's the construction manager for us, and then the project manager also. And then when my dad's around, the certain days when he has the time to help us. Yeah. So I'd say there was nothing ever that created issues. Nothing that created any tension or anything, but there's definitely sometimes I could tell where people were just like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. There's no reason to do that kind of thing. And then after the fact, I just kind of did it. And then they saw the reasoning behind it. Just like on the crew level, like some of the guys were like, well, why don't we do it this way? And it's like, that is like either 10 times slower or doesn't make any sense or the work's not going to look as good. So
you have 16 field or crew members right now. How many leadership do you have? Or is that including everybody?
Leadership it's me, Raylene, and Tamara, and Jim, my uncle. So
okay, so 4?
Yeah, 4 total.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So roughly 20 people.
Yeah, and then that will increase a bit this year.
Yeah.
Because we're looking to hire a yard manager position, but also a mechanic at the same time, so we can take care of everything in the yard and then also kind of keep the show garden touched up at the same time.
Yeah.
Like a property manager almost.
Exactly. So he'll keep track. He'll work on anything that's broken down. He'll keep, the tools clean. He'll keep up with the inventory system. He'll go and restock things. He'll keep the yard perfect, like that sort of thing. So we're looking to hire somebody like that. And then there's a couple crew positions that we're going to fill. So
2 questions and I'll let you go. You're 19 or 20?
I'm 19 next week.
Okay. So 18
Happy
currently.
birthday.
Yeah, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Y'all going anywhere?
Yeah, I'm going on the heli ski trip.
Oh, you're going? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I need you to go snowmobiling with us. The sidebar. But
That would be pretty
we'll
fun.
do that.
Yeah. Okay. Squirrel. I don't even remember my question now.
Sorry.
Okay, you're 8.
No.
I remember. You're 18. What would you say to the young guys? So obviously, like, it goes without being said, you're in a little different position than a lot of people would be in, right? Yeah. Have some access to different things that other people wouldn't have access to. Yeah. But you're still doing a lot of it on your own, right? Like they're helping, but you're still, it's your risk, it's your business you're building. So principles are the same. What advice would you give to the young guy trying to really take this thing and grow it, build that staff, hire those key leadership positions? Because there's so many people, even at this event, they're like, man, I got to hire my first guy this year. I got to hire my second guy this year. Yeah. And you just went and hired 20, So, like, there's something in your brain that thinks different.
For sure.
What do you think that is? Like, what advice would you give them?
It depends on the situation. Like, obviously, if they've been going for a couple of years and are looking to take that next step.
Yeah, like they got an established business. They're ready to grow.
It's a matter of, like, I'd say, like, learning things, like coming to stuff like this and gaining the knowledge beforehand, and then setting a plan of exactly what their role is going to be and what it looks like, and then going and doing it. Because you can't just hire them and expect it to go well if you have no plan or have no clue what you're hiring them to do. Yeah. So I think that's definitely the main part is before they go and do that, it's definitely smart to lay out plans and exactly what their position is.
I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is you know that it's not all going to work out.
Yeah.
And you hired knowing that they weren't all going to stay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Most people hire that person
out.
thinking that they're going to save their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they become disappointed, and then they're like, okay, I'm never hiring somebody again.
Yeah.
And you also had a plan for when you hired them. Like, that's
Right.
goes back to you and the sales guy. Like,
Right.
now that you have a plan to train salespeople, hiring your next salespeople is not
wash
going to
and
be hard.
repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a repeatable process.
Right.
That's good. Well, I want to switch personal here before we wrap up. And it's kind of personal. It's kind of deep. Again, goes without being said, been afforded a lot of things in a lot of different positions than other people. From the success that your family has had, what is the thing you're most thankful about that your dad has done for you to set you up for this? Like, because he's not I don't think he's overwatched. I don't think he's like overshadowing you.
No.
You know, it's very easy for you to come up and be like, I'm in Mark Bradley's shadow for my life. You know, it'd be very easy to do. I don't feel like he's doing that. It's like, what is through your childhood up to now? Like, if you had to tell your dad, like, what's the thing you're most thankful for like him instilling in you and allowing you to do now?
Instilling in me, I'd say the work ethic. Since I've been a kid, we've always, been working outside, like doing little projects and stuff, and then all the sports that they put me in and the time that took out of what they could have been focusing on them for themselves in the business. I know there was a lot of time that went into the ski racing and mountain biking and all the fun stuff like the dirt biking we did. Like, that took a lot of time out of, their day and their time and, their schedule. So definitely thankful for that. And then now with the business, I'd say him these last couple weeks and months, and I know ongoing here in 2026, he's going to sacrifice a lot of time out of his schedule to help us out, to kind of bring us to that next level and get us running really efficiently. So he doesn't have to do that later on, kind of thing. So now that we're set up, we have the yard, we have the office, we have the team. Now he's going to take the time this year and really like step things up and help us out with all the scheduling and planning and all our systems and stuff. So definitely just the time he's sacrificed to help me. He did the same for my sister when she started her business. Yeah.
I'll couple that question to your mom. I don't want to leave your mom out either. Like, she instilled a lot in you growing up, I'm sure.
For sure. Same thing. Yeah. Same exact thing. Yeah. Both of them sacrificed so much time for the sports that me and my sister enjoyed doing, and then, the camping trips, and then also helping both of us, putting a lot of time into helping us with our businesses, for sure.
You're looking at sports and saying thank you for forcing you to do sports. Mm-hmm. You probably enjoyed them too.
Oh, I loved it.
But a lot of people get caught up, like, you're ahead of us in this. Like, Brittany's kids are starting sports right now, and the U.S., especially, I don't know how it is in Canada, worship youth sports.
Yeah.
Like, you worship youth sports. Like, that is literally the backbone of what they do. How did you, like, you sitting here saying thank you at 19, how did y'all do that and you not fall into, like, the worship of sports, but, like, you're getting principles from this, and you're taking life skills out of these sports, not just, hey, I'm going out there and riding bikes all day.
Yeah.
Or kicking a soccer ball or playing basketball.
Trying to get a medal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely, learning.
Like, what did they teach you through? What was his focus for you during those sports?
It was definitely a lot of the way he always says it, and like the way I saw it too, is just like being consistent with something, like sticking to the training plan, and enjoying like what you're doing, like keep doing something that you enjoy doing every day. Yeah. And then also it was like just the work, like the hard work, like creating the work ethic. When I was young, I was by the 14, I was doing 40, 50 hour training weeks with a full-time coach. So it was like 2 hours in the gym every day and then an hour or two on the bike kind of thing. So by the time
How did you not hate it?
I loved it. It was the team around me, like my friends that I had then. We had a really good, like a team culture, I'd say. Yeah. Like for the biking team. And then the coaches we had were amazing. And then the places we were going, and then the sport itself I loved. We did mountain biking was the main sport, and then the ski racing was like house league ski racing just in Ontario, but that was awesome too. That was really fun, just going to a local hill and, on the weekends just skiing with friends. Yeah.
When you stopped doing all of that, when mountain biking was over for you, did you feel like a loss of identity at that point?
No. The last year I was in biking, I was struggling with it for sure. Like, because I knew how much effort I was putting into it, and it was an odd year for me, I'd say, because I trained in California all winter pretty much alone, just with one other guy, but he was 2 years older, so he was always out doing his own training plan. So I trained all winter alone in California, and then I know personally like how much effort I put in, and then how much effort I was putting into the races, and I think it was a mental thing, like one bad race, and then it just kept happening kind of thing. And I don't think that made me like stop doing the sport or anything. I think it was just slowly losing the passion for it. It wasn't interest. I still liked doing it, but I think the difference there was not having the same level of every day getting up and being like, okay, time to train. Like, it was just like, I'm not like,
But looking back on it, even through that, you still are thankful that you did it.
Oh,
like, you think it
100%.
instilled some of the things you do today.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I still go out on rides with some friends and stuff here and there. Not as often as I probably should, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, dude. Well, where can everybody follow you at? You got a YouTube documentary going on over there, so what's happening?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and on YouTube, and it's Private Paradise Landscapes.
I love it. Brittany?
Yeah.
Where can you find me? We just did that. Oh, it was a different platform.
Well, here we go, guys. Well, no, she's not interested. She doesn't even get to talk. Auman, Brittany Auman Landscape. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Come hang out at the next Landscaper in Florida, right?
Florida.
You going down there?
March.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'll
spring
be there.
rush. So, good deal, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If we can ever help you, reach out and let us know. Without any further ado, I'm going to wrap this one up, and we'll catch you here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.